But we need to get to the bottom of this. And Abhijit Mitra Iyer, why are both sides recalcitrant about probing this? This is a fundamental question that I can't seem to understand.
Look, it's really very simple, because in the case of India, the government is so big, and most governments are so big, they never really know what the left hand of government is doing. The right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing. So in the government's case, I can totally understand if somebody started this without the government actually knowing about it. But it's very important to understand out here that, there is too much conjecture that is being translated into as if it has become reality. You can't take conjecture and without ample evidence transform it into reality and then say, it's an outrage, democracy has finished in this country, it is becoming authoritarian, everybody is being surveilled. You can't have just 40 out of 300 names released in order to buttress that case. And finally, let's just use any of these criteria, mens rea, motive, actus reus, cui bono, that several of the lawyers brought up. All of these, mens rea, all of these 17 organizations have had an axe to grind with this government. There is mens rea for you. Motive, a lot of these people who are tweeting these stories are pathological liars. I know people that were making up stories left, right, and center, so their credibility is zero. You put them in interrogate them in a witness stand, they will get zero. Actus reus, they also have a long record of falsification. We were told Modi was guilty of the riots, acquitted by court. We were told Purohit was guilty and there was Hindu terror, clearly not. Sadi Pragya was guilty, apparently not. Rafale was a scam, we all know what the court said. Then we get into cui bono, who benefits? There is only one clear benefit in all of this that I can see, which is more website hits, more advertisements, more awards for the journalists involved, because this is, one of those self-referential cycles. Everybody will claim to be extremely relevant and the gold standard of journalism. This is how these journalism awards work. So by all of these standards that everybody is using against the government, the accusers also stand equally to have mens rea, actus reus, motive, and cui bono. Let's be absolutely clear about that. The final remark I will make is there is exactly zero evidence, and even on the basis of you saying that these were servers in Cyprus, understand intelligence sharing is the gold standard of government to government relations. Okay, no government will allow domestic intelligence to be monitored and stored abroad by international agencies, because there are huge implications for that. Okay, especially India will not allow Israel, an Israeli company, to store Indian intelligence gathered out here and then stored in servers on Cyprus. That goes against every first principle of intelligence gathering and of data sharing, of intelligence sharing between governments like that. That in itself tells you, and by the way, how do you know it isn't the Saudi government or, some other NSO client surveilling? What proof do you have it was the actual Indian government? For all you know, it could be Airbus or Eurofighter snooping on Ambani to find out what happened in the Rafale case. So, there's just too much hera-fairy happening out here, this, that, castles in the air.
Okay, too much theory. So, Mr. Jethmalani, let me ask you,